This part of the Uber continuing case focuses on Chapter 12 and covers principles related to content and process theories of motivation. Motivation may be defined as the psychological process that arouse and direct goal-directed behavior. As discussed in the individual behavior chapter, each human is unique and have different values, attitudes, and behaviors. This translates to different goals, which can mean different motivations. If I get hired and it's my first job, or I have been out of work for a while, I may be motivated by the paycheck, which is an extrinsic reward. First and foremost, I want the job, I need pay. If I have worked for a company for a while, I may be motivated by the chance to promote or have a say in the direction of the business. Again, these are extrinsic rewards. If I enjoy a challenge and succeed for simply the satisfaction of doing a task well, then that would be an intrinsic reward. As a manager, we are trying to get people to work hard toward achieving goals of the company. So, as a manager, we must know how to motivate. Three theories we will focus on are two-factor theory, equity theory, and expectancy theory. The text defines Hertzberg's two-factor theory as work satisfaction and dissatisfaction arise from two different factors. Work satisfaction from motivation factors and work dissatisfaction from hygiene factors. Motivation factors that cause satisfaction are achievement, recognition, the work itself, responsibility, and growth and advancement. Hygiene factors that cause dissatisfaction are pay and security, working conditions, interpersonal relationships, company policy, and supervisors. You will notice that the satisfiers are closely aligned with Maslow's higher order needs, and hygiene factors are more aligned with the lower level needs. I like my job and task routine. I do them well, and the customers will specifically ask for me. This is a satisfier. I don't like my working conditions. I have old equipment that requires me to take extra steps to process an order, and my supervisor is always harping on me to work faster. These are hygiene factors. You've probably heard people say, I left that job. I really liked the work but didn't like the supervisor and pay. In this case, the hygiene factors outweighed the satisfiers, so the employee left. Equity theory is a model of motivation that tries to match the work provided with the rewards received. This begins with a psychological contract. This is a contract that states what each side will give. For instance, the employee, I will work hard, give my best effort, spend time on productive work, be loyal, and promote the company and the community. The employer offers pay, vacation, insurance, chance for advancement, training, paid time to work on community projects. Once the employee and employer come to an agreement on this contract, each side will keep their end of the bargain. If either side doesn't, then there is not equity. For instance, if an employee agrees to a $25,000 a year salary with the idea that there will be specific training offered that will improve their skills, and then the salary will increase to $30,000 in 6 months. If the company delays the training or says it won't begin the training for 12 months, or the training is completed and the pay is not increased, then we have inequity, in this case by the employee. The employee may quit to relieve the inequity or may not be as productive or call in sick. The thought is, the employer did not hold up their end of the bargain, so I won't either. I will quit or do less to balance the contract. On the other hand, if the employer does what they say and the employee doesn't, then the employer has inequity. If the employee takes the salary and doesn't complete the training or calls in sick continually, then the employer didn't get what was in the psychological contract. One last thought on this. The equity theory can go one way or the other. If an employee goes out of the way to perform above and beyond the contract, then the employer may make an adjustment in the contract to keep the employee. If an employer improves the rewards, then the employee may step up their game to keep the job. Both cases deal with improvement in work and rewards to keep the contract equitable. Broom's expectancy theory deals with how we decide how much effort to exert in a specific task situation. The three elements of the theory are expectancy, instrumentality, and balance. Expectancy asks, will I be able to perform at the desired level on the task? Instrumentality asks, what outcome will I receive if I perform at this level? Balance asks, how much do I want the outcome? Think of this as a formula. Motivation equals expectancy times instrumentality times balance. If any of the three, expectancy, instrumentality, or balance, are low, then the overall motivation would be low too. Let's use an example. A brain surgeon has years of specialized training to be able to perform, so his expectancy is, I can do this. Brain surgeons are typically well compensated and respected. Instrumentality. The reward for the performance is typically very good. A patient is need for surgery, and the payment is guaranteed by the insurance company, and there's a chance to get published in a medical journal for this particular surgery. So in this case, the balance, the actual awards are expected and with a chance of peer recognition. So the formula, expectancy is equal to 10, instrumentality is equal to 10, and balance is equal to 10. So in this case, instrumentality is 10, expectancy is 10, and balance is 10. And so 1,000 being our highest, then that's as high as we can go. So in this particular case, the motivation would be 1,000, which is the max. So the person would be very motivated in completing the task. Let's use another example. A brain surgeon, again, has years of specialized training and is able to perform. Expectancy, I can do it. Brain surgeons are typically well compensated and respected. Instrumentality. The reward in performance is typically very good. However, in this case, the patient cannot offer payment and there is a great risk of failure. So our variance, the outcome or reward, is minimal to negative. So using the formula of expectancy is equal to 10, instrumentality is equal to 10, but balance is equal to a 0. So 10 times 10 times 0 would equal 0 motivation. The work of a manager requires understanding of motivation and how to get the best from your people. It takes time, effort, trial and error to come up with the right motivators for each employee. As the manager attempts to motivate, you can see that there are many moving parts. What the individual's personality, values, attitudes, behaviors, and perceptions. Each of the motivation theories can be in play at any time or all at the same time. Organizations tend to have a global or system-wide strategy to motivate or avoid job dissatisfaction, but it's up to the manager to focus on the specific motivations for each of those they supervise.